I will check the washing machine's universal control board with direct wiring and using a bulb in this video. So let me tell you what the problem it has with it, so its error codes are written on its display panel. Let me show you. As you can see, failure check is written on it. The motor error is shown on its display. The washing machine we open this universal control board from, its motor is fine. As I have brought it to the workshop, I will try to check it without the motor or any other component attached to this universal control board. Our workshop has all the components to test the universal control board, but I will test this control board without using them. I will skip the door lock first, as it has 3 connections that I will have to make, but I will use a wire only. Let me show you where I will install these wires. 0 line is written on the PCB board. I will install one end of the wire here, and the other end with the door switch. The door switch is written here. The door switch has been removed now. Now, this is a direct system. I don't need this water flow switch because the error in the machine is of the motor. This control board will be checked on spin mode without using a water flow switch. Next, I will need a sensor. This is a 5 kilo ohm sensor, but instead of it, I will install a 5 kilo ohms resistor. Let's install it on the control board. I am installing it here on the NTC terminals. Next, the control board works with a motor. We need its taco. Without the taco, we cannot test this universal control board. I have already joined thimbles on another taco. But in place of it, I will use a 100 ohms resistor. You can use a resistor between 50 to 100 ohms. This will be installed on the survey speed on the control board. So these connections are ready too. Now for testing the control board, we can also use a multimeter. But I will not use a multimeter. Instead, I will use a bulb to test whether the control board is turning on the motor. I must connect one wire with the neutral for the bulb connection. So let me show you the connection in the control board. 2 terminals are for the stator coil, and 2 are for the rotor coil. One of the stator points is connected with the neutral. Let me tell you how, as I have connected this wire with the 0 line or the neutral wire. I have attached the multimeter probes with one of the stator and neutral terminals. The multimeter shows continuity, which means it is attached to the neutral. The rest of the terminals will not show any continuity. So attach one bulb wire with the stator neutral and the second wire with any rotor terminal. Now the connections have been completed. It will have another change in it as well. So watch the video carefully so that you can understand. I will suggest that if you are not an expert with the washer's control board, so as I am doing this procedure on the universal control board, use this method of checking only with the universal board. And yes, if you are an expert, you can use this method on the original washing machine's control board for testing. As I get more washing machine motherboards, I will show you how to test those as well. As if you are an expert, you can use this method on those boards. Now I will supply the main electricity. I will install the phase wire on this terminal, and neutral on the 0 line terminal. Now I will turn on the electricity. As I passed electricity through it, its display turned on, and then it turned off. As I will press the power button, the display has turned on. Now I will select a program, and I have set the program on spin mode. You will have to test it only on the spin mode. If you test it on another program, it will ask for more options, and you will not be able to run it. Now I will press the start button. Now watch the control board carefully, you will see the bulb glow. And you will understand whether the control board is working or not. It gave an arrow sign on the display panel and then showed the motor error, as it didn't glow the bulb. This is possible that the function of the motor has been activated. But we didn't know it. But why am I saying it? Let me explain it. First, I am removing the electricity from the motherboard as the motor rotates the clock and anti-clockwise. So it passes electricity to both the terminals of the rotor in succession, so it might be possible that the electricity was first given to the other rotor terminals first when it started working. So I will check it on the other rotor terminal. So I will perform the same procedure again. It showed the same arrow again. And I have tried to start the motor, as in this case, the bulb. as the PCB board has a problem, which is why the bulb did not glow, and the motherboard started to show the problem. To fix the problem, we have to check the motherboard from the bottom. I will cut the plastic to check it. Now I have cleared the plastic. Now I will check whether the PCB is generating the 12 volts, as when I am starting this motherboard. And when the turn is for the motor to start. These relays should switch on and off. This relay has a switching sound, but no sound of the relay is heard right now. So it has two possibilities: the relay could be faulty, or the DC 12 volts are not passing through the motherboard. Now I will pass electricity through the control board again. After powering it on, set the program and set it on spin mode. This is its positive point, and this is the common negative point. It has turned on, but no voltages are passing through these points. Now if I check the direct positive and negative voltages, 13.8 volts are flowing here. This means the positive is connected. A Darlington array is installed here. This will make the negative wire to flow the voltages. And then the relays will work. So I have repaired this control board off the camera. So I have changed this Darlington array. Other than that, I have changed this IC. The number of this IC is BTA 16800. I have also changed it. So I have installed all the things as I did before. Now I have passed electricity through it. Again it is showing a motor error. So I will change the bulb's wire to the other rotor wire. You saw this time the bulb glowed and then stopped glowing. The control board didn't detect the rotation of the motor. Hence it showed a motor error. But as the bulb glowed, I am confirmed now that the motor will work on this PCB board. The final test of the motherboard will be through the motor. Now I will test the motherboard with the motor in the last. I've turned the motherboard on. The motor has started to work. The motor is rotating in one direction. And this is how I have fixed this problem. Click on the left or right thumbnail on the screen to watch the next videos, and subscribe. It's free. Thank you.